Lastly, I will be leading a retreat with together with Rabbi Sheila Weinberg at Kripalu in the Berkshires, Western Massachusetts, April 11 to 14. If you're looking for a real Shabbat getaway, 4 days, come think of joining us. It's so, so beautiful there. The food is great. The relaxation is great. The yoga is great. We'll have Shabbat community. Check that out if you'd like. Okay, friends, let's take a comfortable seat. You can sit up on a block or chair or whatever you've got. Ground your sitting bones. You can even move the flesh of your buttocks a little bit away to find those two bony, prominent points that form the base of the pelvis. So yeah, when we think of the base of the pelvis and our foundation when we're sitting, we can think of 4 places. The 2 sitting bones can really be in the center, and then we can also think, although we're not sitting on them, we don't feel them, we can think about tailbone and pubic bone. So that's the stability of the floor of the pelvis in terms of bony prominences. We can really kind of find center. Let those 4 places ground down and allow the spine, vertebra by vertebra, in your imagination, in your mind's eye, to lift from vertebra to vertebra, growing tall, making space for those discs, and sending the crown, the Cantor, skyward. We ground in 2 directions simultaneously. And I just felt my voice drop, maybe you heard it, into like a whole nother realm, right? So these things matter. Something opened for me just by thinking these directions. Just sharing my personal experience, because similar things may happen for you now or at other times. So we can just name them and note them. Let's start with some shoulder rolls. Inhaling as we lift up, and exhaling, draw the shoulders back and the shoulder blades toward each other and down. Go nice and slow and juicy on this. Inhaling up and exhaling back and down. Couple more times like this, like you're painting circles with your shoulders on the opposite walls. You can really feel that circle as you move all the bones that make up the shoulder girdle. Collarbones, shoulder blades, upper arm bones. Just feel the whole thing. And be generous with your breath. And then the next time you come down, really feel that lengthening down of the shoulder blades and how it gives you a little more swan-like quality to the neck, some length. And then from that length, take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Let your jaw go. You can even do a little wah, 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 wah. Just let it go. If you'd like a little more sensation for the left side of the neck, you can walk those left fingertips out along the mat. You could take the right arm up and over. Right, so you're always at choice in your experience. This is quite enough for me today. You're always at choice to have more, to have less. Come on up to center and take it to the other side, left ear towards left shoulder. Please make practice your own. Right, so you can always amp it up a little, tone it down a little, or even completely just stop, just pause and breathe and sit. It's all yoga. And in fact, it's more yoga to really follow your guide from within than to do Simon Says with the teacher. You know that. I'm just reminding you. Let's move into a little cat and cow, arch and curl of the spine. So as you inhale, moving to the fronts of the sitting bones, begin to arch. Collarbones widen, shoulder blades come toward each other. Maybe the head comes up as well. And as you exhale, curl. I'll show you from the side. Inhaling and arching, lifting, and exhale, curling. So even as we do this motion, there's no sense of collapse between the vertebrae. It's always lifting, lengthening, no squishing. Again, being really generous with your breath. Long, slow, smooth, steady breaths. And then come back to center. We'll take a side bend, walk those right fingertips out a little bit to the side. Find length on both side waists as you inhale and take a side bend. So top arm can come over, or top arm can be at the hip or at the elbow. See what's best for you. The main thing is we lift, find length again into that side bend. Find opening. And then you can inhale through center, walk the left fingertips out, and exhale. Take a side bend left. Inhale, center. We'll take it one more time either side, and exhale, side. And inhale, center, just a little bit of flow for the breath. And exhale, side. Inhale, both arms up, palms facing each other. And exhale, take a twist to the right. Inhale, windmill it up, both arms coming up through center. And exhale, twist left. Let's just flow a little with the breath. Inhaling up. And exhaling, twist right. Full, generous, long breaths. If your breath doesn't match mine, that's fine. Inhaling center, exhaling left. Inhale center. We're going to do something a little different this time. Exhale right. Find that twist. And then from that twist, take your left palm, turn it up as we're twisting, and then inhale the right arm up and over. So it's a twist, and then we're kind of bringing a side bend in a little bit. You could also, if you prefer, you could take the right hand and hold your head. So you're kind of looking up to the corner where the wall meets the ceiling, something like that, and then unravel it, come back to center. Inhale up and exhale, twist left. Same thing, take that right palm, turn it up so you kind of anchor yourself here. And then inhale the top arm up and over. So side bend, twist. So again, we're looking up. Notice if one side is super in the game and the other side is somewhere else, let's say. I'm feeling that for sure. And then inhale, come back to center and pause here. I want to share a little bit. As I said, today is the 15th of Adar Bet, the middle of the month. Hope you had a beautiful Purim holiday. And we talked about Purim last week, and not Vayikra, but just to mark time, to remember that we're now in a new book of Torah, Leviticus. And Leviticus is all about rules, sacrifices, the nature of sacrifices, the role of the priest. So that began last week, just to place us here, give us some context. And now we're in the second parasha, Parashat Tzav. And I want to bring our attention to the beginning, towards the beginning of the portion, chapter 6, verse 5. V'ha'esh al hamizbeach tukad bo lo tichbe. The fire that's on the altar, that's on the mizbeach, it should be kept burning, not to go out. So kind of a double there, right? Tukad bo, it should be kept burning, Obviously, that means it shouldn't go out, but a reminder, lo tichbe, it shouldn't go out. Every morning, the priest shall feed wood to it, lay the burnt offering on it, and turn into smoke the fat parts of the offerings of well-being. And verse 6, again reminding us, Esh tamid tukad al hamizbeach lo tichbe. A perpetual fire shall be kept burning on the altar, not to go out. We know that the Torah never minces words. Every word is so important. So clearly this is very important. More or less repeating to us this reminder for a second verse here, saying how important that this is. And then chapter 7, verse 17. V'hanotar mibsar hazavach bayom hashlishi ba'esh yisaref. What is then left of the flesh of the sacrifice shall be consumed in fire on the third day. I.e., the sacrifice has to be fully burned up. It has only one purpose, okay? You can't eat the remainders for barbecue dinner. So these are the 6 kinds of offerings put forth, chapter 7, verse 37. Zot HaTorah, these are the rituals of, this is the Torah of la'olah, lamincha, lachatat, vela'asham, vela'miluim, ulezevach hashlamim. They are the burnt offering, the meal offering, the sin offering, the guilt offering, asham, the offering of ordination, miluim, same word for reserves in the army, I believe, ulezevach hashlamim, and the sacrifice of well-being. So there are different kinds of offerings that we bring to put on the altar. Okay? I want to look again at this idea of a fire should be burning continuously, not to go out. Okay? The fire of our well-being, our passions, our life force, In yoga, our prana, in the language of Jewish spirituality, our chayut, our life force. So in yoga, we have yamas and niyamas, just like 10 commandments, right? We have do's and don'ts of yoga philosophy. And one of the yamas, one of the do's is tapas. And tapas means to burn. So it's really like a one-to-one here. Our Torah really comes to meet our yoga. It's about a fiery, intense energy that when we apply it appropriately, it melts away our conditioned responses. Okay? So basically, in the same way as a sacrifice, an offering has to be given and it must be fully consumed, our offerings of the heart, our offerings on the mat, our offerings in this moment should be fully attentive so that there's no ash left behind, right? We consume our experience so that we can melt away the parts of the self that are unneeded, that are perhaps old forms, to reveal the parts that are quieter, that are deeper, that are more free. So sometimes tapas translates as discipline, right? So it's fire that gives us discipline, this burning sense of a fiery discipline. We can cultivate self-discipline and passion and courage in order to burn away any impurities that we have physically, emotionally, mentally. And I want to clarify, when I use the word impurities, I mean unnecessary things to be living our focused, best, most enlightened experience, right? I'm not making judgment calls about pure and impure. So tapas is an aspect of inner wisdom that encourages us to practice, to move forward. Again, this fiery passion that we can commit so that we can burn away what's not needed, right? It's tapas. You're exercising tapas if you have restraint and go to bed a little bit earlier so that you can wake up to do your spiritual practice before you start your day, that kind of thing. It's tapas to avoid eating unhealthy foods. It's tapas to burn away your negative thought patterns. So I want to have a class today that's a little bit about stoking those fires of our best offerings. And so in the body, where can we build heat and fire? It's in the center, in the hara, in the belly. So I want to start with a breathing exercise called kapalabhati. Maybe many of you are very familiar with it. Forced exhalations from the lower abdomen, right? So it's like a kick of the diaphragm. So you could take 2 hands to the low belly, or like belly and solar plexus. The exhalation is through the nose only, just the nose, like that. And the inhalation, I want to be very clear, especially since we're not physically together, the inhalation is reflexive. We don't have to worry about the inhale coming in, right? If we did that, that's a different breath. It's called Bastrika. This one, Kapalabhati, just the exhale, let the inhale come in on its own. And so if you're wondering about it, you could even take a hand under your nose to feel this. So on the exhale, I'm feeling, and you're seeing, my hand kicks in toward the body on the exhale, and air comes against my hand. So let's take a set of 20. I'll go at a reasonable pace. You can go slower or faster depending on your need. Here we go. Take a deep inhale and a full exhale. Then we're going to inhale halfway and begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, last one. Completely out. And then inhale. And exhale. Just return to regular breathing for a moment. Come back. We'll take one more set like that of 20. So inhaling fully. And exhaling fully. And then inhale halfway, 20. Three, 2, 1. And then inhale and exhale. Just let the breath come back to normal. So as you work on this, and you might want to continue with this during the week, you can do more breaths and more sets, right? You could work up to 3 sets of 60 if you like. And you can also do a retention of inhale after you finish, but I wanted to just start simple. So hopefully, because we don't want to hyperventilate or anything, especially if these are new to you, hopefully you start to feel some heat, right? To stoke the fire here of our discipline. Let's come to the feet and come to a squat and then a ragdoll position, folding over, knees generously bent. And if the head shouldn't be below the heart, then you want to take this skier pose, hands to the thighs, lengthen. But if you'd like full ragdoll, you're all the way over, and you can move a little bit side to side, just sway a little bit. And then when you're ready, take a deep inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, press the feet to the floor, draw the belly toward the spine as you roll up and stack vertebra by vertebra. Rolling on up. Rolling on up to mountain pose. Great. So place your blocks if you're using them, or your chair. And I want to just quickly show, if you're going to do, for those who don't want to come down to the floor and then get up again, you can do a sun salute with the chair. It's going to be inhale, exhale, fold over, inhale, lengthen the spine. Then we're going to come to here. You could be supported. This is what downward dog will look like, right? And then when we lift up into cobra, it'll look like this. Just so pressing down with the hands, lifting up, right? So it's just coming from here and then back up. So you can take the whole sun salute here. I didn't really do that in order, but hopefully that made even a little bit of sense. If you're going to use blocks, you'll put them to the sides here. So find mountain pose at the top of your mat. And we'll just take this with ease. Again, you can speed it up, you can slow it down, whatever you like, but keep the fire burning. That's the idea here. The fire on the altar of the soul, on the altar of your yoga mat for this day. Let's inhale and take the arms out and up overhead. And then exhale, dive it forward over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. And exhale, step the right foot back. You can lower the knee down. You can take the blanket under the knee if you'd like some support here. And pause here and just pulse a little bit with the hips. Lengthen the tailbone down and draw the lower belly in and up. Good, and then we're going to inhale the arms up. You could take the gaze up. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step the left foot back to meet the right and lower down in any way you like. That could be knees first, that could be chaturanga. Take the hands in place by the sides of the chest and inhale, baby cobra. So if you're standing, you're at the chair, pressing the hands down, just lifting the heart up. And then we're going to exhale and come to child pose. Sending the tailbone back. Good. Inhale and come on up towards all fours and then step the right foot forward. So we're just starting, we're going to build our sun salutes a little bit. And once again, pulsate the hips. Can be up on your blocks or hands to the floor. You really draw the low belly in to protect the back. Inhale the arms, lift them up. And then exhale, wave them forward, tuck the back toes and step forward. Inhale the arms out and up. And exhale, come back down. Good. Inhale the arms out and up overhead. And exhale, dive it forward over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. And exhale, step the right foot back. So you can take the knee to the floor or keep it up. Finding a high lunge. Good, and then from here you can take hands to the left thigh and all the way up if you'd like. Just finding this high lunge, sending the back inner heel back. Inhale, lift up, lift the rib cage off the hips, and then exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, step the left foot back to meet the right, and lower down. Inhale, small cobra. And then exhale, pressing into the hands, coming back, child pose, or tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Right, so you be wherever you are. You can make this a little more restorative or a little more heated up. Long spine, one line. You can keep a bend on the knees. Arms are straight, elbows are straight. Good. Inhale here. You can send the right leg back and up if you like. And then exhale, step the right foot forward. Again, you can take the knee to the floor or you can take high lunge, the knee off the floor. You decide. Sending that left inner heel back, taking the hands maybe to the right thigh, maybe up. Inhale, lift up. Again, rib cage off the hips. And exhale, fold it forward. Step the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, coming on up. Arms up. And exhale, palms to the heart. Good. Take a breath. We'll build a little more. Good. Leaving the flame going on the altar. Inhale the arms out and up. And exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, step the right foot back to a lunge. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, open it out, warrior two. Pause here a moment. Find your warrior two. Turn the left palm to face up. Inhale, lift up, reverse warrior. And exhale, cartwheel the arms around. Step it back, lower down. Inhale, small cobra. And exhale, child or downward facing dog. Pause here for a breath or two. Lengthen and open through the armpits. Draw the bottom tips of the shoulder blades down the back. Good. Inhale, you can take the right leg back and up. Exhale, stepping forward. Inhale, high lunge. And exhale, open out, warrior two, other side. Pause here, find your warrior two. Turn the right palm to face up. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, cartwheel around, step it forward. Inhale, roll or flat back to come on up, arms up, and exhale, palms to the heart. We're going to take one more, building a little more. Inhale the arms out and up. And exhale, dive it forward. Bring your most sincere offering, your focus. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, step the right foot back. Inhale the arms up, high lunge. And exhale out, warrior two. Turn the left palm to face up. Inhale, up, reverse warrior. And now we're going to exhale into side angle. We'll find your side angle. Left forearm to the left thigh. Right arm up and over. Good. And now we're going to inhale and come up, reverse warrior. And exhale, cartwheel the hands. Frame the left foot. Step it back. Lower down. Good. Inhale, small cobra or bigger cobra or upward facing dog, as you like. Exhale, child or downward facing dog, your decision. This time take a pedaling out of the feet if you'd like. Really open up the whole sole of the foot. The ankles, you can even come over the tops of the toes. Good. Maximally bend the knees, lift up the heels, draw the tailbone back, find that long spine, and then from there, weight the heels and drop them down. Beautiful. Inhale, that right leg, back and up, and inhale, step it forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Turn the right palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior, and exhale, side angle. Other side. And just feel into that side angle, a couple of breaths. Keep it dynamic. Don't let the flame of your attention go out. Right? The flame of your attention, when it wanders, you just bring it back. And now once again, inhale, lift up, reverse warrior, and then exhale, windmill the arms, either side of the right foot, step the left foot forward. That's all one exhale. Inhale and come up, arms up, and exhale, palms to the heart. Take one hand to the solar plexus and one hand to the low belly. And if you'd like, you can even close your eyes and just feel your heart rate, your temperature, any amount of heat that you've produced here. feel the after effects of your offering, the echoes of the poses. What do you notice? Just allow yourself to be right here. Right here, this flame, this moment. How do you feel in the whole abdominal area? Really from the solar plexus all the way down to the pubic bone. Is it alive? Is it warm? Is it dead? Is it numb? Is it somewhere in between? Anything is fine. We're just noticing, we're just observing. And then release your hands. We're going to come down to the belly. You can either just come down to the belly, or we can take a little flow down if you'd like, inhaling the arms out and up, and exhaling, diving over. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold, plant the hands, step the right foot back and step the left foot back to a plank. You could do this on the hands or you could do this on the elbows. If you don't want the wrists to take it, right? This is perfectly fine too. The main thing is lengthen through the tailbone, lengthen through the heels, and let's build a little heat for a moment before we go all the way down. If you're down on the floor, just enjoy yourself, relax there. We'll meet you in a moment, but maybe you're building a little heat here. You can give a couple of Kapalabhati exhales through the nose. And then complete that. Wow. And when you've had enough, you could stay as long as you want. When you've had enough, lower all the way down to the floor. Good job. And just pause here. Rock a little bit side to side. Take your hands in place by your chest. Before we go into a cobra, let's tuck the right toes under you, all 5 toes. Lift the knees, send the right heel back. See if you can feel that the femur bone, the thigh bone is moving back. Making a little space at the groins, at the pelvis, and then untuck the toes, lay it down. Notice how you feel in the right leg and in the right hip area as compared with the left. Does it feel like one leg is longer than the other? And then do the same on the left. Tuck those toes, lift the knee, send the heel back. Move the left thigh bone away from the pelvis. Obviously, this is just imagery. We can make a little space through the tissues, right? Through the joint. And then release, untuck the toes. So you have a lot of length through both legs. And see what you need for cobra pose. Some people like to have both legs right together like one stick. Some people prefer for the low back to have the legs spread a little bit. The arms are right in by the sides. The fingers are pointing forward. And the elbows are 90 degrees, hugging in towards the rib cage. Good. The first thing is draw the belly in and feel like we did at the beginning of the class, a lengthening from vertebra to vertebra. As you lengthen, begin to extend, and so the forehead comes off the floor, the collarbones widen, the heart space reaches forward, and the tailbone reaches toward the heels. So just find this baby cobra with ease. And the shoulders, just like we did at the beginning of the class, don't let them sag. Inhale them up toward the ears. And then exhale, draw them back and the shoulder blades toward one another and down the back. Swan neck. And then lower down. And if it's available to you, turn your head to the right, rest on the left cheek. You can also place your hands under your cheek if you'd like. Not a long pause, just a little one. We also get a stretch for the neck with this. Little side to side. And then come back to center, forehead to the floor. Hands are in place.
Toes are lengthening. Belly drawing in and up. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Long, smooth, steady breaths. You can stay here. You could bring the hands a little further forward if you'd like to the corners of the mat and begin to press into the hands to start to lift up a little further. Same thing, inhale the shoulders toward the ears, and then exhale them back and down. So you're really placing the shoulder blades onto the back of the heart to be able to lift the front of the heart forward. So take this however you like, depending on your flexibility. Finding an even arc to this back bend. And then slowly lower down. Turn the head to the left. Rest on the right temple, cheek, etc. And if that's not available to you in your own cervical spine, no problem, just rest on the forehead. If you've turned to either side, you can just notice which side is easier. So, ha'esh tukad al hamizbech lo tichbeh. The flame should keep going on the altar, not to go out. So one more flame, one more burst of fire with cobra, or if you'd like, an upward facing dog, however you'd like. Hands in place. Good, draw the belly in and up, lengthen through the toes. So inhale, find length. Good, and then press up. Good, so if you want to come up to upward facing dog, that's fine too, lifting the thighs off the floor, heart really coming forward, pressing into the hands. Right? Or staying down in easy cobra, or even a sphinx is all right too. Backward extensions can be really, really intense, especially the older we get. So the main thing is length. We don't want to squeeze or crunch any of those vertebrae. Really, really important, and especially the low back. And when you're done your exploration, come on down. And you can either flip right over onto your back, or if you'd like a counter pose of child pose or puppy pose. Puppy pose being here, child pose all the way back, right? Just finding a counter pose that feels good after that backward bending. So some people really like a child pose after a cobra, others really not at all. So just stay with your body, your own body's needs. We're going to meet on our back. Just find constructive rest for a moment. Soles of the feet on the floor, knees up toward the ceiling, elbows bent, hands on the low belly. And just let the front body, the abdominal organs, drop toward the back body and toward the floor. Again, imagery, a feeling that we can give over all our weight to the floor. Good, long neck. Just notice where your weight is in the skull. See if you can soften the base of the skull. Good. Okay, from here we're going to just do a little bit more for the abdomen. So we're going to bring the shins up parallel to the ceiling. You can keep the hands lengthened, palms down by your sides. If you have lower back issues, you might enjoy placing the hands closer in, like under the sacrum, for a little more support. And we're just going to tap down one at a time and lift. The slower you go, the harder it will be. And then also, if you want to have a little, if you wanted to make it a little harder, then you tap toes further away from the body, right? So a little easier if you tap in close, a little harder if you tap further away. So just alternating tapping,
knit the rib cage together. So we're really using the core muscles. Ribs knitting in, navel drawing towards spine. Use your breath. And then again, if you'd like it a little harder, lengthen the legs. And you can switch legs scissoring. If you'd like it a little harder, bring the head off the floor, curl up. A little bit of a C curve. Right, so lots of choices where you can continue with the tapping. Building a little heat. Alternating legs. Good, and then release and take both knees and hug into the chest. Beautifully done. You can rock a little bit side to side. Good, and then we'll just settle into stillness and silence for a moment. Could be in constructive rest once again, knees bent, elbows bent, or it could be a traditional shavasana, legs extended, arms extended, palms facing up. You decide. You can also make a roll of the blanket, make it like a bolster and place it under your knees, like so. Take a roll, place it under the knees or under the thighs. That can give some ease to the lower back. So you decide, coming into a couple moments of silence. And when you're ready, just make your way onto one side, take your time, and come up to a comfortable seat. So these two beautiful verses, we can really take them with us all week. Ish tamid tukad al hamizbeach lo tichbeh. Perpetual fire shall be kept burning on the altar of our experience, right? Not to go out. V'hanotar mibsar hazevach bayom hashlishi ba'esh yisaref. What's then left of the sacrifice, let it be consumed in fire on the third day. Right? So we had a perfect prompt from that kavanah at the beginning of class. I'm feeling irritable, I want to let it go. Let it be consumed on the mizbeach, on the altar of practice. Let the experiences just keep moving through, right? Experience is always changing. We never hold our fires, our tapas, our fires of practice for ourselves, but we let our efforts go out for the benefit of all sentient beings. And in particular, we've been praying every week for the chatufim, the hostages, that they should be released immediately and in safety. We pray for their well-being in captivity. So we sing together, Achenu kol beit Israel. Rachel will put it on the screen. You can sing along with me. There's transliteration as well as the Hebrew, or you can just listen. Just really make an intention for their immediate release. Achenu kol beit Yisrael, Achyoteinu kol beit Yisrael, Hanetunim b'tzara uvashivya, Haomdim ben bayam uven bayabasha. Hamakom yerachem alehem veyotziem mitzara lirevacha umeafel aleora umishibud ligeula hashta ba'agala uvizman kariv. Amen ve'amen. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out as a chatima, as a seal on your practice. Shavua Tov, everyone. Allow the eyes to open. Have a beautiful week, a safe week. May you continue to burn the fires of your work, your energies, your efforts, your discipline, your passions, and make them manifest in the world. Thanks for practicing,